I am still following the Snowzillia, Snowmageddon, Winter Storm Jonas, whatever you want to call it, but I thought I would do a quick 2016 presidential coverage update. Perfect. Okay, speaking of the Snowmageddon, Winter Storm Jonas, Snowzillia, Governor Christie got a lot of criticism because he was on the campaign trail while this blizzard was headed towards New Jersey, but he essentially went back to New Jersey to deal with the oncoming blizzard. He said, you know what, when we first heard about it, it didn't sound too bad. I figured my people could handle it. I followed it and realized, no, it was getting worse, so I had to go back home. Seems simple enough, and I think it's a wise move on his part. You know, being that you look at things like Hurricane Katrina and George Bush not going down there in a certain amount of time, and then people throwing a hissing fit about that, as if him being there would have helped the situation. But, I mean, and of course, when he gets there, it's like, what are you doing here? You know, damned if you do, damned if you don't. But ultimately, for something like that, I guess it's damned to do, you know. Go to the disaster site and make an appearance. So at the very least, it looks like you care. So good move on Christie's part for that. Wise move, I guess. So while the blizzards was headed towards Washington, there was a big pro-life protest. Pro-lifers were taking part in what was known as the March of Life, where they marched down to the Supreme Court building and protest abortion. Carly Fiorina was there, and speaking of her and pro-life issues, recently at a forum in Des Moines, she was talking about Planned Parenthood and Roe versus Wade and abortion, and she had all these darling little preschoolers in front of her, and some people said that she was using them as props. And not only that, they thought she was pretty shady in that they were just some preschoolers there to visit the botanical gardens, and she just conned them into sitting on the stage in front of this giant poster with a human fetus so she could rant about abortion. I'm calling bullshit on that. You look at the pictures. I doubt that those kids were on some field trip to the botanical gardens. I'm pretty sure their parents are part of the pro-life movement. They said, yeah, have our kids, as props. And I think I've talked before about cute little kids in politics. Yeah, not a fan at all. But no, I don't think she hijacked some preschoolers' field trip. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't care. I'm sticking with it. No new updates with Jim Gilmore. I have no idea what that guy is doing right now. Maybe he's trying to convince Starland Vocal Group to endorse him. Use one of their, Afternoon Delights as his campaign song. And that's kind of a joke on the Bernie Sanders ad with Simon and Garfunkel, which is two of my favorite magicians of all time. I think I may have mentioned this before, that I met Paul Simon while he was campaigning for Chris Dodd a couple years back in Mason City, Iowa. And that was cool, so I got to meet one half of Simon and Garfunkel. And today, the other half of Simon and Garfunkel was on Smirkanovich. Smirkan is the one guy on CNN. Smirkan is this. And they were talking about the Simon and Garfunkel letting Bernie Sanders use that song. Art Garfunkel was saying, no, it wasn't a problem at all. They asked, and at that moment I had to ask myself, is Art Garfunkel saying, am I a Bernie guy? Art Garfunkel said, yes, I'm a Bernie guy. So I would consider that an endorsement from Art Garfunkel for Bernie Sanders. So, everyone's going to I mean, that's raising the bar there as far as endorsements, as far as I'm concerned. He's got at least one half of Simon and Garfunkel. So someone else, like Jim Gilmore, you want to compete with that, you've got to get either Paul Simon or Vanilla Fudge to take up your side on, I don't know, the Banana Splits, maybe. Destiny's Midnight Riders, someone like that. You wanna top Art Garfunkel. You need to bring the big guns. And moving on to people whose names I can't pronounce, Rand Paul. He got on Reddit to answer questions from Reddit users. Let's have a look at that. So, a Reddit user named Pond3D, or just Pond, asked Rand Paul if you could pick 3 differences between you and Republican frontrunner Donald Trump, what would they be? Rand Paul answered with, I have actual plans and policies to solve our problems. 2, I in no way, shape, or form intend to shut down the internet. And 3, I have better hair. And Mr. Senator Paul, I agree with all of those statements. Still though, if you want to beat Bernie Sanders, you're going to need both kid and play. Come on, because he's got Art Garfunkel. And moving on to another one of my heroes, Bob Dole. I think I've already talked about how Ted Cruz says some mean things about my man, Bob Dole. Fuck you, Ted Cruz. Fuck you for saying that. Anyway, Bob Dole had a few things to say about Ted Cruz. And he spoke to Smirkonish, the guy on CNN today too. And Smirkonish asked him, hey, if you have to choose between Ted Cruz or Donald Trump, which one would you go with? And he went with Donald Trump. I gotta be honest with you, Bobby D. I almost threw up in my mouth when you said that. But I guess there's only one thing I can say to that. Fuck you, Ted Cruz. I mean, Bobby D would take you over Donald Trump. That's all I have to hear about you. Fuck you, Ted Cruz. But yeah, he says nobody likes Ted Cruz. Well, I'm on that hate wagon too now. But some people like Donald Trump. And then Donald Trump has some experience getting people together. And hell, I think he's, contributed to a lot of their campaigns anyhow, on both sides of the aisle, so he thinks he can bring them together. Well, hopefully it won't come down to that. Hopefully someone like Marco Rubio will be able to get the endorsement of Electric Mayhem. If Marco Rubio can get the endorsement of Electric Mayhem, then that'll beat out Bernie Sanders with Art Garfunkel, I'm afraid to say, but we'll see if that happens. But when you think about it, Smirkonish only gave him 2 options, Ted Cruz or Donald Trump. And it's sort of like, instead of fuck, marry, kill, he gets his kill and marry, right? You gotta kill one, then you have to marry the other one. He doesn't get the satisfaction of getting in bed with someone, fuck. So if you threw a 3rd option in there, like Jim Gilmore, right? And you said to him, hey, Bobby D, okay, fuck, marry, kill. Jim Gilmore, Donald Trump, Ted Cruz. Bobby D was like, oh, well, straight up, I'd get in bed with Jim Gilmore. I guess if we had to, I'd marry Donald Trump. And then fucking kill that fucking Ted Cruz. Yeah, once again, Ted Cruz. Fuck you. And I think I'll leave the update on that.